Tell me your story about why you are homeless.
So I'm originally from Ritzville, Washington, small town community. When I turned 18, my parents kind of gave me the boot. And I was actually here in Spokane in the foster care system previous to that, so I knew about some of the services that they had offered. And at the time, I just didn't have anywhere else to go, had no other choice, and I ended up here.
And how long have you been on the streets now?
I've been on the streets about 2 years.
And where do you stay?
Anywhere I can, underneath bridges, in doorways, occasionally stay at somebody's house.
So how old are you now?
I'm 21.
So you were over 18, you were 18 or older when you became homeless. So have you stayed in any of the shelters here in the city?
Yes. During the wintertime, when they open the warming centers, I tend to stay in those. But the rest of the year, I'm out in the elements just winging it.
What's that like? Describe that for me.
Awful. Get up really early in the morning because if you don't, you have to deal with the police. Camping gear, pack everything up in the morning, take it with you everywhere you go. Makes getting services kind of hard, when you've got 3 or 4 bags full of stuff. Normally my day consists of going into places and getting food. For the longest time, up until about a month ago, drug use. And I hang out with what few friends I have. And then at the end of the day, I find somewhere to set up my stuff and go to sleep and call it a day.
You're 21. What do you want the next 21 years to look like? I mean, you don't want to spend the rest of your life on the street.
No. Hopefully to, get my own place. A job. I've been working towards finding work. One of my biggest struggles that I'm still trying to overcome with is addiction. So I would like to eventually not use drugs at all. And just not be out here doing this because it's not fun for anyone.
So do you still have family?
Yes.
Tell me about your family.
We are the average American family. I got my mom and my dad, brother and a sister. I come from middle class. They live in a small town, so one of the main reasons I left to begin with was because my mom just couldn't support me. I'm that kind of person with my family. My siblings have always come first.
Tell me about your brothers and sisters.
Don't really like my sister very much, but she's always been there every time I've needed her. And my little brother. When I was in foster care, he was one of the reasons that I actually got acquainted with my family. I was put into the system at a very, very early age. And that was just due to the fact of I had mental disabilities. And nobody wanted to deal with it. Everybody kind of just wanted to sweep it underneath the rug and not address the issues. So, 16 or 17, that's not necessarily a good thing. I became violent, didn't behave, wouldn't listen to anybody. People tell me what to do and basically be screw you, I'll do whatever. So when I was put into foster care, I went through counseling and because of him, and he's 7.
So do you get to connect with him very often?
Occasionally, most of the time during the holidays, I'll go back over there for the holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and I'll spend a week at my mom's. And then I'll end up moving back, coming back here because I don't want to put that burden on my family.
What do you need right now to get out of this lifestyle? Talk about that.
More people that don't look, see, again, I bring up law enforcement as an issue. Not all of us homeless have drug problems, and some of us that do isn't because that's what we chose. I started doing it due to the simple fact of it was cold, and it was the only way that I would stay up moving, so I would stay warm. It'd be people that have more of an understanding of what we go through and the struggles that we have, not just looking at it, the top coating, And I think if the city offered more services, that people like me would be on board.
What kind of service would you like to see the city offer?
More, especially during the wintertime, more warming centers. That's, no one should have to freeze to death. Housing specialists, things like that. I've been on a housing list the entire time I've been here and have had no luck. I think like low-income housing because I don't make any money other than panhandling, things like that. More services like that would be helpful for not just me, but a lot of other people.
Have you been able to get any jobs? Or what's employment look like for you?
I've had a few odd jobs. I worked for a landscaping company last summer, and due to the fact of I have nowhere to shower, hygiene being an issue, a lot of people won't hire you. I've had experience in the past working in food service. I can't get up to attain a job like that if I can't constantly shower, on weekends being able to eat. That not having just the things that most people take for granted really can hurt a person.
Any final thoughts? If you could tell the community something, if you could tell the mayor something about homelessness and where you've been, what would you want people to hear?
That we're not all bad people. We're not scum. We're not garbage. We're just normal people that have had it rough.